Welcome back to the Man Cave for the second episode of my Slayer series. In this episode, I changed up the format a little. Basically, instead of going task to task, showing you me getting the task, and all of that, I decided to streamline the process a bit. I'm just going to be showing clips from me doing Slayer monsters. This allows me to slay a lot more per episode, give you guys a lot more progress, and overall I think it'll just improve it and make the series seem not as formulaic as it might have seemed in the first episode. Also, I forgot to mention how Sirenic armor actually works. Basically, Sirenic armor is tier 90 range power armor, and every monster above level 78 Slayer is supposed to be able to drop it, but some monsters just don't. The 4 monsters that I'm actually doing on Slayer tasks that drop them are Airuts, Dark Beasts, Cadarn Rangers, and Ascension Creatures. I made a rule to myself at the start that I wasn't going to do bosses because it would just make the series too easy. In one task I could get 10 scales. So that'd just be 8 Ascension tasks and then the series would be over, which wouldn't be kind of lame. So far in this episode, we've had a Mithril Dragons task, an Abbey Demons task, a Celestial Dragons task, a Dark Beast task, and an Airut task. The Airut task was really good to me, got me that 40 mil attack, but a lot of ferocious rings. Now here, we're going into my first Ferrari task on the series, really hoping to get some scales, but I guess I'm going to settle for a couple Primus. Very good first task. I'm actually going to price check it here for you guys, so you can just see how good of a task that was. Really helped the GP per hour there. Don't worry, I won't include that file. So after that successful Ascension task, we're back to Airuts, where the beams aren't as friendly. That's the second ferocious ring, and I'm pretty sure there's a third one coming up. Every beam at Airuts, I just think it's going to be a scale, and then it's ferocious ring 5. Then I go to Dark Beast, get another Dark Bow. I might actually hold on to these Dark Bows till the Wildy Room release, see if I can make a little more money. But here is the price check from the Dark Beast task. It added up to 750k without even taking into consideration the Runite ore and coal and Addy ore from the Spring Cleaner, so that was a really good task. Back on the scale hunt, I head over to Ascension Creatures, killing some Aurarius in the back room. I always suggest going to the back room for Slayer tasks, because the front room, hard to find a world. You might finish the task a little bit quicker, but if you're only staying for 10 minutes, it's not worth hopping for 10 minutes to find a world. Pretty successful task though, a Primus and 2 Sextus. I'm always happy with that. After the Ascension task, I ended up having a Muspa task. Always love these guys, favorite task. They don't have many rare drops, but their regular drops really add up, so I included a clip of me killing them. And here, the ferocious rings continue. Just love giving them to me. I almost dread beams at Airuts now, but one of these days, it'll be an RDT. I'm hoping in the next episode I can really get some good RDD drops with the change to it. But until then, I'll be stuck with the Addiors, the Sharks, the Raw Swordfish, the Big Bones. Wow, 2 big bone RDTs in the exact same task. I don't think I've ever had that before. There we go, my second village of this episode, and second in the series. It's just always why I love Celestial Dragons. It just gives you such a good feeling when you get a visage back to the glory days. And guess what? The Pharaoh rings continue! Airuts just all the time. Now starts an epic journey. I had 3 straight tasks in a row of Dark Beasts, and I extended them all. So I killed about 1,000 Dark Beasts in the span of an hour and a half of just slaying them hardcore. I ended up with a lot of things. 2 Triss keys, a Dark Bow, 2 Sirenic scales. So it was a really, really good set of tasks. It was a fun time. And I made a lot of money. Here's just a price check, not including the Runite ore and the coal from the Spring Cleaner. So, not as much as it actually was, but just the charms everything that was there. It's just a good hour and a half of Slayer. After that epic journey of Dark Beast tasks, I got Tracers next, and I almost wanted to mage them, just because I was so used to maging. But I used my Dragors, got some attack experience, getting closer to 50 mil. But luckily enough, the next task was Moosebuzz, and I was able to go back to maging. And now for a big moment, the first effigy on the series, right into construction. I also got a scale, so this task is going really well. And then a dark bow. And then another scale. So this is probably the best task on the series yet. 2 Sirenic scales, an effigy, and a dark bow. And then the beam at Airut. It's a ferocious ring, per usual. So after the Airut task, I wanted to go to a place where the beams were a little more friendly. So I got a Ascension task, and I was able to stack up the keys. I almost wanted to stay a little bit longer, get one of each key, but I had 4 of the types of keys. So that worked out quite well. Just missing the Primus and the Sextus. One task I'll get all 6. And in good fashion, I end off the episode with an Abyssal Demons task, and I'm able to grab one of those useless whips. So here we are, end of the second episode. I've got the first window of the price check open. I'm hoping it'll really be a lot bigger, based on the amount of tasks I did for this episode. I think I deserve a lot of money, so let's see if it is. So the first inventory is 50.5 mil. It's a lot more than I thought. I think most of that's just coming from the Runite ore. 18 mil there. Thank you, Spring Cleaner. And I actually included the hoods this time. Forgot about them last time. So that's about it for the first inventory. Let's get the second one. And the second inventory is 11.6 mil. So 50.5, 11.6. Pretty good so far. I actually have one more inventory to go. A lot more drops this time. And adding on another 6.5 mil. Not a lot, but that brings the total price check to 50.5 mil plus 11.6 mil plus 6.5 mil for a total of 68.6 mil, bringing my hourly total up to 2.64 mil, which is a hell of a lot better than last episode. Hopefully I can keep bringing it up because I want them GPs. The first infographic shows the amount of experience I gained during this episode, the total, and the pace. Much like the last episode, the pace really hasn't changed much, and I'm still at around the high 200s hours for completing this series. I really hope I hit the 50 mil Slayer, or around 50 mil Slayer, that the pace is shown. Now, the second infographic shows the amount of Slayer creatures I've killed, and again, the pace and total for this series so far. I'm very intrigued into killing 28,000 Abbey Demons and about 20k Iruts and 20k Dark Beasts. It's going to be a fun time. Also, I didn't mention this in the earlier parts of the video, but basically what's going to happen is at the end of every episode, I'm going to have you guys comment down below on which monster you want to see the individual Slayer loot from, and then I'll do a price check at the end of an episode and show you the XP, GP, basically almost like a loot video from that monster, so you guys can see in depth to what you can get on Slayer from certain monsters. So comment down below with which monster you want.